I'm beautiful. How's that? Is it working now? We are live and all is on. I think it's on your end, Jill. Okay, so anyway, welcome everybody. Let's see, welcome to the Truth Tribe. I'm Dawn Thompson and we're gonna get started. So thank you guys for being here, all of you who are newbies and those of you who have been here for years, welcome. It's good to see you. And I just want to tell you guys to remind you, I will remind you every call, you are all perfect and there is nothing wrong with you. You are all amazing and perfect exactly where you are in this now moment. It may not be where you want to be, but it is so perfect. Why? Because there are things that are happening that are pushing us to a new level. And sometimes we need a little push, but there's nothing wrong with you. And I love you all very much. Remember that. Okay. So let's get started and let me get going on what tonight's call is and where we're coming from, and we'll go from there. So those of you in, let's see, the chat, it looks like, let me just get a second here, guys. I don't know why this is going, okay. Are y'all able to see the chat in Zoom? Okay. No? All right, I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to move forward. If you're having a hard time, go ahead and make a comment in the Q&A if you can't in the chat tonight. We'll just go from there. Okay, so let's get started. First, you guys, I want to start with reminding you of last week's call. We were on the topic of the void, right? Nothingness. And so in the void of nothingness, yes, I did. I got it. So you're still there. Okay, we're still there in the void of nothingness. And in this state of nothingness, you're still there, but what's happening is you're there to see light. Okay, and you're seeing light. And so spirit is now reminding us to all become present because we're in the unknown territory, right? That nothingness, right? So you're in the unknown territory and it may feel as if you're a little bit lost, right? So it may feel if you're a little bit lost and kind of, not sure what to do, like, where am I? What do I do? How do I move forward if there's nothing to move forward to, right? So you're being called to trust this heart that we've been working on. So trust your intuition. It's going to be your most valuable, reliable guide right now as you give birth to something new and unfamiliar. Now, this is the cool part for me, for all of you, is that it's actually not unfamiliar. The unfamiliar is actually incredibly familiar, right? Because it's your deepest, most beautiful dreams and desires. And so it's not unfamiliar, but it's all your inner truth. And so all is happening is you're going, it's quiet, it's unknown, and it's this void energy. So now what do I want? And the answer is well, who am I and what do I really want? That's the simple answer of it. Okay. And so I'm going to start tonight with a question that I want you to think about as we go through this call. Where do I feel defeated? Right? So where do I feel defeated? That's a question I want you guys to start pondering tonight on the call because of this void energy that we're sitting in. We're getting pushed into something else, which brings me to the topic. What is your, I'm going to say boss, who's the boss of your rebirth, shall I say? Okay. And so that's the point I want you guys to all focus on tonight is resist focusing on the past. And you can't do that if I tell you don't look that way, right? And so if we focus on the boss, right, tonight, that's, I think, going to keep you centered, right? So who's the boss of you? And that's the big question that I want you guys to start focusing on. Resist from tonight forward, and this is your goal. Where do I feel defeated? And resist saying what you don't want. Okay, so watch your words, guys. Ask, where are those words coming from? Okay, see how comfortable or uncomfortable you are with each word you use, right? So is it a topic that you've been going like round and round and recycling your entire lifetime and you have no idea that you're even repeating it? Listen to yourselves from this point forward. What do you say that you don't want? Like, I don't want blah, 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 right? I don't like whatever it is, okay? The unwanted is where you are immune. You're immune even though you dislike it. See, I know you don't like it, but it's where you're immune and it's where it's defeating you. You are defeating yourself. Okay. And so this is the part that I want you guys to start tapping into a little bit further is, all right, if that's where you're immune, where am I being defeated? So we're going to go back to the known every time, right? Because we're like, oh, I don't like that. Oh, it's uncomfortable. I feel defeated. I feel like I'm getting hit. So what happens is we go back to what we know. And what we know is the unwanted. I just talked to someone about this today. We'll talk about this in Q&A, but someone just brought this to my attention. They're so immune to it, they didn't even see that they were going back to what they knew, which was what they didn't want. So ultimately, it's what you know, and we resist choosing a better life. We resist choosing what we want. We resist choosing better language and labels and decisions for ourselves. And we resist going, yes, I fucking want it all. And the answer is you should have it all, but we don't go there. We're so afraid to want it all and have it all. Why? Because of the programming, societal BS programming. And that's okay. We're going to keep working through that. So what hit me in all this nothingness void energy, we had this huge storm last night in Arizona. It was insane. And so I'll talk more about it later, but we had a storm. We had the Schumann resonance off the charts. You all know I've talked about that a lot. We have some planetary influence that I'm talking about later that are just blowing up. This whole thing is literally like an energetic explosion. It's awesome. So when we talk about being the boss of our reality, being the boss of rebirth, okay, who are you? What do you want? And you say, okay, those of you, by the way, on tonight's chat, I have it pulled up, but if you're having a hard time with chat in the Zoom, just drop it in the Q&A. I can see it there too, okay? So let's talk about the law of attraction with being in boss energy, okay? So I want you to think about the reality that you live in is your inner boss, okay? So it's the best way I can describe it is if there's a reality you're in and you don't like it, okay? So whoever is in your life, it's matching your sonar, right? This is a question that gets asked to me all the time, right? And so I want to make sure we talk about this law of attraction. Am I really like that person that I don't like? Because they're in my reality. Yes, they are. So what you dislike in them is not a trait, but an emotion that we dislike, okay? And typically it's an emotion that we avoid and we don't want to deal with. Okay, so I want you always to remember this. The law of attraction does not always attract you to someone that is apples to apples, okay? It's more like a symbolic attraction of emotion to emotion. Think of it from that perspective. So when we go, oh, but I'm nothing like them, you probably aren't. I'm not an alcoholic. No, but you have obsessive, maybe, addictive traits and some other thing where you're an exerciseaholic or food is your addiction. And so it's like, but I'm not that. It's the same emotional insecurity that is attracting you. Okay, law of attraction. So the rules of the universe, right, of how you connect and express are God, truth, consciousness, right? And so when you think about it from that perspective, God, truth, consciousness is everything, right? So when I hear people talking about this law of attraction and it's frustrating, my answer is that that's what we're doing is we're attracting energy that we don't like in ourselves, and yet we don't want to address it. So we go after the unknown, the uncomfortable, the judgment, the discrediting of people. Okay. And so remember that what we don't like in another is typically you're not allowing yourself to be back into the inner boss. And we're going to talk about that. So rules on how we connect, right? Rules on how you connect and express God, truth, consciousness is about your boss. It's not about, because here's the thing, it's not spiritual and socially made matrix shit. Spiritually isn't that. Okay. So I need you guys to master, you're not the boss of me. Okay, master that phrase. You're not the boss of me. What does that mean, right? Are you lacking confidence in a topic of your area? Action is what's going to take that into solution and grow it. So doing the thing that you desire is typically the thing that makes you uncomfortable. So this law of attraction is who is your boss inside of you, okay? It's organic, it's natural, and it's inside of you. So you're the boss inside the void, because there's nothing to choose other than who are you and what action are you going to take? Now they, and again, we're going to term they, are the boss outside of your void. Anything outside that is outside of nothingness, which is where you're all sitting right now, like, I don't want that anymore. I've worked really hard. I've cleansed myself. I'm letting go of this crap. But now I'm the boss of me, and they are the boss outside of your void. And because the void is nothingness, it is where your truth is clear. Okay. So it's running through your DNA. All right. So taking action to see your life in terms of dislikes and seeing who is in charge, right? They are the boss. Are they the boss of you? That's what you have to start asking, because we want to put labels of, like I told you about this, the external and they and the MSM and the TV wizards and the sides of the coin and there's two sides, and there's all these labels out there. But at the end of the day, are you the boss or are they the boss of you? And don't give me the whole, I don't have a choice BS, because it's stupid. You always have a choice to choose you. Right? We do. And so the thing that I've noticed more so than anything right now that's happening on the planet is that this crumbling of religion that's crumbling right now. Okay. Not in every form. So I'm not talking about spirituality and God and source consciousness and connecting to higher power. That is not what I mean. I mean the boxes of religion, a lot of them, in the illusion of what they were are crumbling. Okay. And so, but the boss form of them are crumbling. Okay. And in that format, it's like the boss form of you must follow these rules, right? Or you're bad, or you're a sinner, or you must repent. That form is dying. Okay. And so these old forms of past failed doctrines are dissolving. I don't care if it's religion or school or jobs or relationships, all of it. Okay. But as I hear what is being applied to spirituality and law of attraction and all this higher energy, when we're in the void, you've worked your asses off to be able to have this good life. And then we're like, I don't even know what to do with spiritual. I don't know what to do with my mind. I don't know with my body, right? That in my mind, when we talk about this spirituality form, right? And that in my mind is also a label, right? Like you're doing it wrong. It's not good. Spiritual woo woo. We label everything to avoid truth consciousness, period. We do. We label everything to avoid truth consciousness. And that's I'm on a mission. I am on this like huge mission, you guys, right now, to get you guys to wake up to truth consciousness. Why? Because it's so simple. So you hear people a lot make the comment, right? Like, that's not spiritual. That's not nice. That's not real. That's not true, which is still revealing that person's point of living in the matrix. Okay. Control, boxed reality. They want it very safe and secure in boxed reality, or who you accept as the box of truth. So you can see whatever it is that they don't want to get out of there, that's their box of truth. That's fine. It's just what tonight is about rebirth and getting into the new dreams of our life. And you can't get there if you're stuck in this indoctrination of rules, law of attraction. That's what they said to do, and that's how it works. Okay, so there's a part of your soul when you're labeling stuff, good, bad, pass, fail. The part of your soul is still sitting in the matrix of good and bad, pass, fail bullshit. It's stupid, right? So fitting into that old 3D consciousness. All right. And so now where we're moving is to a more loving space. And that old 3D consciousness of boxed pass, fail is not loving, right? That's not allowing you to be free. It's not godly. It's labeling and controlling, right? So someone's like, that's not godly. That's not loving. That's not in the Bible. That's not, and I don't care about doctrines because they're all beautiful when you look at them from the right perspective. But my answer is, this says who? Because when we have a lot of statements that are that's not, you're already blocked into a matrix box. Those statements are not love or truth consciousness. Okay. And so my answer always is when someone's telling you and you're trying to do something better, improving, shine your lighthouse of light and love and source and God consciousness, when you're trying to do that and they're telling you that's not that way, my answer, and I know you all are going to be like, oh, here comes Dawn, right? But my answer is fuck off. I'm not going that way. I'm demanding my boundaries be met. I'm ending all my trauma in my life. That's where I want you all to talk from. Not, you don't have to actually use the actual words, but in your mindset, okay? I'm ending 3D karmic loops. Here's your infinite loops from your heart out into the world, repeating that I keep repeating to live in truth consciousness. And I keep saying, that's my truth in the box, and the box is not there anymore. Why? Because we're in the void of nothingness, so there is no box. If you choose not to be in it, okay? But if it's controlling and suffering and constricted, it is not love. It is not God, and it is not truth. So if someone, or even if it's criticizing and judgy, remember that whole judgy talk we had? So all things that are not giving you back power and giving you back freedom are not truth consciousness. Anything or anyone saying that you must adhere to their man-made rules or control are low consciousness, period. Okay, freedom is truth consciousness. Freedom to be and do who you are, what you came in your DNA soul blueprint, that's truth consciousness. Okay, am I living as my own boss in my truth? It's a big question, you guys. Because if you were to think about it that way, then you start going, wow, I guess I'm kind of not living in my truth. So stop saying it's karma. That's another big thing that comes up. Spiritual topics like, that's not spiritual. That's not, that's not kind. That's not loving. And I'm just like, and then they're like, oh, that's bad karma. That's your karma. It's total bullshit. No one is here with bad karma. I know we joke about it sometimes, but no one is here with bad karma. Karma is completion. Okay. Please remember that. So now when you go and complete it and you finish this difficult lesson, karmic completion is your karmic class. Remember that you came to do a class. Some classes are hard, some classes are easy. Pass the class. So it's fast and easy if you just answer the class and do what the class wants. It's like taking a class, and some classes you're gonna have to study a little bit more for. That's it. It's not bad. So as soon as you complete that karma, the karma drops you. Okay, and someone says, and when they're accusing you of controlling when it's them projecting, what would you suggest is said back? Best off, fuck off. Okay, I would prefer that, yes, but fuck off in your head, right? This person is right on the mark. When someone says you're controlling me, the answer is to walk away, back out, and understand that they're not over their suffering yet. And they want you to stay in their karmic loop of suffering and control in the box. So yes, in your mind, fuck this, I'm out. It doesn't mean they're wrong in the wrong place. I get a lot of people that put a lot of comments on social media, and I'll make comments or I'll make jokes or whatever. And sometimes it won't be the pretty and fluffy comments, and I don't care. That's where they're at. That's where their wound is, right? And so, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so someone wants to know, but what do I actually say? Okay, so let me get through this, and I'm going to actually address that specifically with you. So what's happening is when we say karma, okay, it's basically it's completion of your truth. So this person's saying, I need you to do this to change for me so it makes me happy, right? That's you completing your karma. Would be, I don't have to make you happy, and you leave. You walk out the door and say, I know you're going to be okay. I believe in you, and walk out the door. That's your fuck you in a loving way. You can do it in an asshole way, but it's just going to put more tension in your life, which is no fun, right? So choosing what you want as your boss, no longer accepting your programmed suffering, because the person that's fighting with you, wanting to control you, they are in programmed suffering. Do you deserve it? Hell no, you don't deserve it. You are worth so much more to serve yourself a higher chord and a higher floor. But we're not asking ourselves, I'm the boss of me, I can walk out the door, right? So I'm going to ask you again tonight, who's the boss of you, right? Are you the boss of you? See the experience out there. Like this person was asking me when I'm arguing with someone or I'm discussing this with someone, okay? And I'm saying, they're asking me this question. They're saying, I'm arguing with them and they're controlling me and they're trying to tell me, it's my problem and I need to change for them. That's what they're asking me, okay? That was the question. I want you to see the experience out there, whether it's an experience or a person or a belief or a blockage, okay? I want you to see that truth as, okay, that's my bully. And every time we accept they said so, you're giving your power away. So this person's asking me, what do I do when they're projecting, right? Is if you feel defeated from it, that's where you have to ask yourself how to get back in boss mode. What would make you happy? Leaving the room, leaving for an afternoon, walking out, speaking, that's not my truth, and I'll be back and we can talk on a different topic. We have to live in our power. And so the second we expression or projecting from another person, right, that's your bully. That's the bully boss. Okay, does that make sense? Yes. Okay, so where do I feel defeated? There's the question again, guys. I'm going to have you keep writing it down because you're going to keep catching yourself. Remember, I've talked about this throughout the last year. I'm going to give you the planetary update. You guys are going to be mind blown what's happening in the sky right now. This crickets and chaos is in full blown, full blast explosion right now. Okay. Crickets to silence, kind of that nothingness void mode, and all of a sudden chaos, storms, energy, overwhelm, all that. Okay. So you must start thinking about it from the internal. Am I the boss of my environment? Are you the master or the slave to who? Are you the master to you or the slave to them? This person that was just asking is a brilliant question because people are projecting left and right their energy out because they're not sure what to deal with it. And so the second we embrace their projection of you need to change for me bullshit, okay, the second we do that, we're the slave to them. And then we're defeated. And the answer is we have to have a phrase in our mind that says, I'm the boss of me. What would a boss do? Okay, so you're now up against your defeat or your infinite loops that are repeating in this 3D karma. Okay, if you're angered, if you're judged, or if you're the one that's angered, that you're the one that's judging, you're the one that's criticizing, you're not the boss. You're not the boss in that mode. You're the mob boss mode. The mob would be anyone or anything, right? So can you physically touch your bully? You can see that if you're in an argument with a person, you can physically touch them, or maybe your bully's your body and it's unhealthy and it's frustrating and it's making you sick. If you're being bullied by someone, you're not present right now in boss mode. You got pulled into their frequency of low consciousness. Okay, guys, remember this is programming from your crooked, indoctrinated, being twisted and constricted energy for thousands of years. This isn't something new. It's just you're now attending to it. Okay. Now you have a litmus test for who's your boss. If you can touch it, you can address it and say, am I in boss mode and can I exit the building? Can I say, that's your truth? My truth is something different. I choose to move on. I'll move back when it's time. Okay, but you have a litmus test. Who is the boss right now? And if you can't touch it, it's an old illusion that you need to rebirth. It wants to be rebirthed. Okay, saying I'm the boss has different energetic laws than saying they are the boss of me. Who would say that? Who could say that to you, right? Okay, let's give it a better word. This will help you guys remember. Mob boss, master boss, right? Are you in, who's in your boss mode? Is the mob bossing you around, or are you the master bossing yourself around? Okay, because who's your they? Mob boss. Now remember, I'm using they in a light form. They couldn't be your job or your career, right? They can be your health. This was me for the last 30 years of my life, 30 years. Me telling doctors that they were wrong. They're like, oh, nothing's wrong with you. Okay, you're fucking wrong. Something's wrong. Something is not functional here, right? But that's going against the rules and labels of society. The mob boss, the mob of medicine. They have labels and titles, so I must follow what they say. Finances, using them like they use me, right? So I found ways around financing when they said, well, you're not going to make it. Oh, you don't not make enough. Oh, you're not this. And I did quite well. And I didn't do it in any traditional means. So I want you to think about, what is they for you? What is the mob boss for you? Is it your job? Is it your health? Is it your wealth, your finances, freedom, travel, family, relationships, love, or business, right? Who's the they mob boss that gets you really riled up and gets you in defeated mode? Because I'm telling you, when they come up, what this person was bringing up, what do I do? And I want you to see what's happening. I want you to feel it in your body, and I want you to think it in your mind. Am I in boss mode right now? Am I the boss of me right now? Okay, and so this person is talking about extended family. We're going to talk about that in the end. Okay, so I want you guys to think about this. I've taught you guys the chakra river. If you're in one of the memberships, you can see how I taught you the chakra river on the website. By the way, if you just log on to the website, if you're a member, you log in. I've updated a lot of it, so it's a lot easier for you. But click on tools, click on Truth Tribe, or click on your warrior pass. I have a video on how to do the chakra river. Okay, but I want you guys to look at something. Okay, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because most of us have blockages in our energy field. And so we get locked up with someone else's energy field. Why? Because it's a huge energetic matrix. So we're all connected. I'm connected to all of you on this call right now. Okay. So think about all of you having this 5 to 6 foot auric field of energy around you. It's like your bubble, remember? And that bubble of energy is like a matrix of grid lines of boxes, and they're running through your body like your nervous system. So I want you to imagine that all of you right here, putting your hands in 2, half circles, and that it's blocked somewhere. So those 2 circles are pushing on each other. Okay. Typically it's at our throat, at our heart, or at our solar plexus chakra. And we get blocked there, and we get stuck there, and you can feel it, and it'll lighten up a little bit, right? When you're letting it go and you're relaxing and you're trusting, and you're like, and then all of a sudden, a family member, a spouse, a coworker, your boss, your finances flare up, something gets you, and they start hitting on each other, and they're blocking this spinal opening of light DNA to source consciousness. So all of you put your hands right here and put the 2 circles, 2 half circles here. And you're going to feel, for me, it's typically at my throat. When I'm getting nervous or overwhelmed or anxiety, it's right there. Some people, it's right in their heart. They're getting heartburn. Some people, it's in their solar plexus. But that's where this block is, okay? And then I want you guys to put your hands like this. You're sitting in your spine. It's blocked. Now I want you to turn your hands around and put them into a circle. That's how basic this is. Now the circle flows because it's not getting locked up. It's not pushing the wrong direction. So now it can flow together. And what happens is when you separate those two halves, you push one half up to your crown into the leaves of the tree growing, that light, and one half down to your, we'll call it your crotch. Okay, this is how you open your DNA to expansion, because your entire spine is connected to source. It opens up your entire auric field. And so all you got to do is push it up. Everybody stretch out your aura, stretch out the spinal DNA, the light, okay, and open up your DNA to expansion. So this is the flipped, this is the chakra river that you all know how to do, and you run the crystal ball through you, okay? But I'm trying to show you a fast way of the tree, the crown to crotch, okay? And what happens is most of us are like this and we're blocked. All you have to do in your mind is open it up and stretch it out and allow the light of your God source consciousness to flow. Okay, and the reason I'm doing this for you is because the void that we are now in, you guys, is ready to deliver you. We're all in this void of nothingness. You can feel it. All of you, I know you feel it. And we're ready, the void energy right now, we've gone through death and we're now getting ready and we're jumping into rebirth. And so my answer is the void is now ready to deliver what the boss says. And if the boss is open and light, what will you choose? Because we're in the rebirth of your dreams. And so instead of staying blocked, let's open. You have trained for lifetimes for this, my friends. Okay, and now you're being asked to shine your light for all the boats. This person who's talking about a family member, you're here to be light consciousness, truth consciousness, and say, I believe in you. I'll be back. And then the energy will dwindle out. So you're here to shine your light for all the boats who have been on their way to you to arrive to your lighthouse or will at one point. You have all been training for this. I have been training you guys for this. You have this. It's inside of you. Okay? And so this is your turn to decide. Am I being run by the mob boss or am I the boss? I'm the boss of me right here. Okay? Okay. All right, I'm going to hop quick onto the mini planetary update because it's a little longer than normal. There is so much going on in the sky. And then I will go into Q&A and you guys can ask whatever you want. Okay. Okay. Is my chat not working for some reason? I have no idea why it is not, but that is super weird. And if it's not, no big deal. We'll just stick in the Q&A. No? Okay. I apologize. I have no idea why that's not happening. But it's kind of weird that that's not happening. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. Oh, here we go. All right, now it's on. My fault. That was all me. So anyway, those of you who are in the chat, go ahead and throw me a comment if you can. Thank you. It's on. Thank you, Pat. I appreciate it. Okay, it's all in there. So let me get you into the mini planetary update. Okay, last week, okay, we had a full moon and it set many people into these external battles with ourselves, deciding like to go outside or inside, right? And that's why I was telling you guys, it sat this full moon on Pluto, which is the god of the underworld, right? Okay, and so what happens is if we don't deal with what Pluto says, which is death, and then into rebirth, it will cause a crisis in order to make us see what we want to rebirth, okay? So what is valuable to us and what is our worth? It ultimately is what's going to liberate us, right? Where are we feeling defeated? We have to see it so we can be liberated out of it, okay? But we have to see it. So because of this void, right, that Pluto energy, that Capricorn full moon was putting closure, saying, where am I locked up and what what will liberate me out into the void and into the rebirth process that Pluto promises. It's up in the sky, guys. It's watching us. Okay. So then on this is yesterday, Chiron, it's an asteroid, but we look at it because it's the wounded healer, went retrograde. So it's having you all like in this nothingness state go, wait a minute, am I supposed to look back where I was wounded? Because I really don't feel that wounded anymore. So it's making you look at all that and go, I don't want to be there anymore. No, thanks. I'm the boss of me. I stay here. And we start picking rebirth from this Chiron, having us look at the past and go, no, I'm good with that. I'm good. All right. And it's just showing up to show it to you. Okay. Then the next major planetary shakeup that's beginning on the 31st. So you're feeling it. What you're feeling already is now. Okay. So I want you to think about up in the sky. Okay. You've got North Node, the planet Uranus, and Mars. This is a once in a lifetime conjunction. They are going to sit on top of each other. This is very rare. It's a major shakeup. The last time this happened, okay, of these three planets in Taurus, North Node, Uranus, and Mars, they're all sitting in the sign of Taurus, okay? And the last time they sat, the last time Uranus, I should say, sat in Taurus, conjuncting the North Node, was in 1939 to 1940. Okay, last time Uranus was in Taurus, if you remember back in 1939 to 1940, what was that time in history and the war that was going on? All right. The collective fighting back for freedom this time, Great Depression. Okay. So here we go where the collective is saying, no, I'm not doing that no more. We're going to work together this time. We're better. We have easier connection. We're using technology to our advantage. High consciousness, not to hurt us and control us. So here we go. It's an 84-year cycle. Some people might be 84 at this point, get to see both, but a lot of us, it's the first time and the only time in your life you'll see this. So if you know your chart, by the way, if you know your astrology chart, go look and see where 18 degrees Taurus sits in your chart, and you will be able to see where this major shakeup is going to happen for you personally. If you don't, not a big deal. You don't need to know because you can all feel it. Okay. But anything that has 18-degree planets in your chart, it's going to be talking to this conjunction, and it's going to feel like restless. Well, you all have been feeling it already. You're going to feel it into, it's going to go on a little while. So that's why I'm prepping you. Okay. You're going to feel restless. You're going to feel some anxiety. You're going to feel newness. You're going to feel the void of nothingness, freedom, independence. And if you don't like those changes, right, that for yourself, you have to most likely get hit by Pluto saying, I'm going to make you change it. Okay, so most likely they're going to come from external bosses like we just discussed, i.e. family, someone irritating you to the point where it's defeating you. And you're going, no, Dawn told me to take back my power. I'm the boss of me. I don't have to be stuck or uncomfortable or frustrated. I can't speak my words. Flip it around, spread out your light, and get your ass out there and be the boss of you. This is what's happening planetarily. Okay. So if you don't initiate the changes, I guarantee that the planets are going to do it for you. Okay. So Uranus is going to stay at this 18-degree, sitting on top of the North Node. Mars is a little bit faster, right? But Uranus is going to stay at 18 degrees in Taurus, rock solid, sitting there until October. So whatever is going to unfold in this particular area of your life is the setup for October. And you're feeling it once it hits on the 31st. You're already feeling it. It's pushing us to make new choices, rebirth. Okay. So it's a massive pushing ourselves from now until October. It's about 10 weeks. Okay. Massive astrological setup for the rest of the year when this whole thing breaks open. Why? Because it's like electricity, and that's what Aquarius rules, and Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius. And so it's electrical, it's igniting point for a very rare Mars-Uranus North Node conjunction. And it is an injunction or conjunction. Conjunction means they're sitting on top of each other right here, okay? Here, they're orbiting out around, okay? And here they sit together. And this is the ignition point also for this Saturn Uranus. So right here, Saturn is clicking up, click, 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 and pretty soon it's going to be exact square, okay, in October. And we're going to discuss this as it gets closer, but right now I'm prepping you. Why? Because you're feeling what's going to happen on the 31st. Already they're getting close. And so when Saturn hits 18 degrees of Aquarius and Uranus is at 18 degrees of Taurus, and that's in October, right? It's basically running its energy into the culmination point of what we're trying to work towards. What do I want? Where am I going? Now, people take this as fear. I'm telling you guys, this is fucking amazing. This is beautiful. You all have been working to rebirth to your dreams. So think about what Saturn has been for so long. Saturn versus Aquarius. That's what's happening. So essentially, it's about your past versus your future. Aquarius is the future. Saturn is the past and control, right? So controlled government, safety, rules, stability, function, order, foundation. The good news is Saturn rules foundation. What foundation will you pour now? And then Aquarius comes in and says, I want freedom. I'm the maverick. I am electricity. I am science. I'm revolution. I am the energy that's going to clash with control and say no. So look at your own chart and see where you personally and what house you're going to break free out of control. That's what's happening with this conjunction, where Taurus sits. You don't even know the planets. What part of your chart or your personality where Taurus is, or just say, where do I feel defeated? That's where you're going to feel it. So yes, October is the high point, but you can already feel it now. Okay. So what have you already outgrown, or do you need to be pushed to grow out of? Uranus signals where you have outgrown something. Thus the 31st, this combo. North Node is about what we are as a collective and or personally shifting into. Someone says extended family. Exactly. What do we have to outgrow? So in the area of your life that you've already outgrown, some of you have already done a good job, and I'm really proud of you. Like, you're doing so good. I worked so hard to outgrow some things, right, that I need to just shift. And so what area have you already outgrown? Maybe like, what is it that is new, that's trying to emerge within you and feel like you feel that its input is starting to express out into these leaves of the tree and this light, like your lighthouse. Okay. And so what I'm trying to share with you all tonight is planetarily, energetically, quantum fields, your auric field, your electricity running through your body. It is the best and highest good for you to investigate what you're ready to rebirth, which is why I said, are you the boss of your rebirth? Everybody tap right here. I am courage. I am love. I am truth. I am courage. I am love. I am truth. Okay. So tonight's tip, where do I feel defeated and what does my boss say instead? Because it's a big question. And your challenge for the week is, do I live by the mob boss or my boss laws? It's a really fascinating question, because the boss inside of you will step up and go, this is what I really want. I don't want to do that. Okay. All right. So in the Q&A, you guys, now that the chat window is open, because I apologize, it was turned off. I don't know why I didn't see it. Who's feeling the rebirth taunting you? Like, who's feeling the fact that there's like nothing really good or bad going on, and you're kind of being forced to step into some actions, baby step actions, to go, I need to go picking and working towards my dreams, no matter how many boulders in front of me. How many can see that? Okay. So I want you guys to go ahead and comment in the chat on that topic. Who's feeling the rebirth taunting you and how? Okay, so let me see what we got going on here. Oh. Okay, so someone in Arizona, clearly I'm assuming, unless there are other people that were having storms last night, are the world events and the storms last night part of this too? Yes, yes, that's the answer for all of you. So last night we had some insane storms. I mean, it was lightning and blowing and thundering and raining. I mean, it was kind of creepy. to be honest with you, but it was cool at the same point, right? The washing away of all this dying and death. Okay. So yes, 100%, the whole world is going through this in some way, right? So because of Uranus being in Taurus, and Taurus rules Earth, and Uranus is sudden bursts of crickets and chaos, sunburst in, sunburst out, just expect more Earth shake-offs, like shaking off the dead leaves to happen again. Okay, so think of it that way. The Schumann resonance has been having intense spikes, which it did yesterday, 2 really intense ones, a triple conjunction of the planets that are going to go on through October into the rest of the year. And then all of you as a collective are living intentionally like lighthouses, saying, no, I'm going to live, I'm the boss of me, I'm going to live with light. I'm going to let you be. I'm sorry you're in a bad place. I believe in you. Bye-bye. And we move on. Okay. So, you know, the planet is bound to say, like, yes, I'm organic. I'm the boss and you will not win, people. That's what the planet's doing with all the storms and all the activity, the seismic activity. These Uranus is like a sudden explosion. And so expect more sudden changes and shifts, as they're all for the highest good. They're not to hurt you. Remember that. Okay. Someone said, I've been taunted by old styles of communication, and also that storm seemed different. It was very creepy. I know 3 people have told me that it was a creepy storm. I thought the same thing. Anyone else that was in that storm, if you thought it was creepy, let me know. Okay, someone says, why do I feel so stuck? Okay, a lot of people feel stuck right now because you don't really have another word for it. It's because you keep forgetting to ask yourself what you want, and to be basically to be the boss decision maker for your life. Okay, taking action, even if it's just a baby step, you guys, it could be just a baby step to say, I deserve sleep. What am I the boss of? I'm tired and I want to sleep. Okay. I've had to really work on sleep, as I don't sleep very well. And so I've been just the boss of myself, going, if I'm tired, I rest when my body says now. And I don't question the external bosses saying, you got to be a slave, you got to be hurried. No. So it can be that small. Okay. Oh, okay. There's someone on the East Coast said they had a big storm there last night too. So East Coast, West Coast, we're all getting it. Okay, any more questions, you guys? Go ahead and keep coming. They're really good comments. Let's see what's else. Creepy storm, crap ton of energy. My house sounded like a helicopter was inside it last night. I know, I thought the same thing. It really did. It was absolutely creepy. Okay, so let's see. What does being my boss mean? So it's funny because we think we're like in tune with this. It seems so basic, doesn't it? But then it doesn't seem basic when you actually want to apply it. Just like the person was asking earlier, what do I say to them physically? You say in your mind, fuck this, I'm the boss of me and this is not okay. I believe in you, I'll be back. I believe you will work this out, I'll be back. Don't even negotiate, don't discuss, don't try to sell yourself anymore, because now you're just selling your soul. You're selling your truth to people who don't want to get out of a box. Okay, so this person's asking, and I guess this is actually a good question. What does being my boss mean? We've been in control of this programmed, manipulated, should I say, constriction of energy for so long, you didn't even realize you were being controlled by the mob bosses, right? So if something appears and you dislike it, like this person was, there's 2 people clearly on the same topic. You dislike what's showing up, person, place, motion, energy, argument, whatever, topic. And it makes you feel defeated. In any way, you feel this blockage in your throat and your voice, you're getting a gut tightness, okay? You're feeling it in your body. You feel defeated. Exit the building and ask yourself, what do I really want? And if you are the boss of you, you will say that every time. I say it before I even go to social outings, because I already know people will ask me stuff that want to talk about things that I don't want to talk about. And I already know, oh, you'll work it out. I believe in you. You're so amazing. And I walk away and I go find my husband, who usually I can hide behind, right? My point is, you have to prepare to be the boss of every situation you're in from this point forward. So that's what being the boss of you means. Okay. Go get what you want. You don't have to, like they were saying, they're trying to boss them around. You don't have to boss anyone around to be what you want. Go get whatever it is, like health. Like when someone says, oh, there's no cure for that, and I call bullshit, because there's a cure for everything. We just have to search deep enough, right? The bodies that on the planet right now just need a ton of detoxing so badly, physically, mentally, and emotionally, period. That's the solution. But we don't keep talking about that, because that would make us strong and powerful and healthy. Okay. Let's say you need to boss yourself around at work. No, don't quit your day job, but maybe go get a side hustle, like a boss who wants to do something different. And you know that your soul is being called to do something else. Side hustle it till you know you love it so much that you wouldn't care. Guys, this isn't rocket science. What do you want? And be the boss of your every second action, period. Every word, every prepared. Someone had just said to me today, I had a conversation with a sibling, and I was going in positive and happy, and then she got caught off guard because she forgot the sibling was still in the box and was very angry and projecting and telling her what a bad person she was, and she forgot. Instead of walking in going, I already know this is going to go. I'll share my light. The boat might not come to the lighthouse. The boat might want to stay out in rocky waters. I'm going to lay it and say, I believe in you. When you're ready, you'll come on in. I'm here. I love you. Bye-bye. I love you. Thank you, but no thank you. Does that make sense? Okay, so if we're creating our own reality, how do we process these storms, for example? If we're creating our own reality, are you clear? So this is a good question. Are you clear about what that reality really is? Do you truly believe in the reality you're telling people you want? And so then when you go get into a scenario, you don't like it, and then you're upset with everybody else in it, what happens? You're not clear about what you wanted in the first place. And then you're mad at them that they didn't give you what you wanted, but you didn't tell them, or nor did you tell yourself. All right, let's see. Next question. The universe listens to what we ask for and it provides us. Yes, it does. We have to believe in it. And in doing so, we believe in ourselves, and it brings us what we want. I've been experiencing the universe and communication with it. Absolutely. And the point that he's making is we have to ask for exactly what we want. And people are like, but I asked, I prayed. Praying is great because it's the same form of intention. Make your intention, use your mantra beads, say your prayers, whatever you're doing to talk to source consciousness, which is God, universe, angels, spirit. I don't care what you talk to. But if you're, I love it. You are the boss, Pat. This makes me feel so good. Okay, so when you're the boss of you, right, and you're talking to spirit, be very clear. I want a house. I want this kind of house. I want it to look like this. I want to have this in the house. I want the ability to finance it this way. I want this career. I want this job. I have my own company, but I don't like my website. I want it to look like this. I don't know. I mean, be specific what you want. Are you a writer? I want to have a book done every 30 to 60 days for the next year. I'm going to badass this crap out of the water. I'm the boss of me. I'm the boss of my time. I'm the boss of my thoughts. I'm the boss of my physicality. I'm the boss of my friendships. I'm the boss of my environment. And no label, no doctor, no educator, no teacher, no politician, no person in the planet can be your mob boss. Not even a sibling, not a friend, not a spouse, nobody. Why? Because if we all take back our power and we're loving ourselves and we're bosses of ourselves and we're losing our intentions for highest good, we all become this collective of amazing light. And we change the planet and we move to 5D. Cool. How about the physical storms? I'm confused on the physical storms. how do we process these storms, the physical storms? You mean physical, like on the like lightning, and you mean like those kind of storms and fires, and yes, like the big well, I don't think you need to process it. I think you need to let it do its work. I think that's Mother Nature. That's organic. It's actually a picture of your own life. Can you sit in the storm and be happy about it and say thank you for washing away all the dirt? Because really what the earth did last night, what Mother Nature did last night, she washed away all the dirt that was covering crap that you didn't want to see. It broke off tree limbs that didn't need to be there anymore, opened up some more space for light. That's what it's doing when you get into an argument or in a discomforting place in your universe, in your world, in your whatever, wherever you are, right? And you feel defeated. It's the same storm. That physical storm, and you being just centered and being grateful that it's washing away all the dirt so you can see the things that you need to release so you can rebirth into a new reality. That's what you need to look at in your real life. So when they show up, if you were calm, cool, and collected in the storm in your own safe environment last night, do the same thing with people. Smile and go, interesting, it's beautiful. Let it break itself down. Once it does, the light came out the next day and it was super pretty today. Have any of you ever seen what happens after lightning? It breaks the nitrogen bonds and all the nitrogen comes to the earth. It makes everything greener because the earth plants need nitrogen to become lighter and brighter. And so then the nitrogen bonds bond to the green and we have this green planet. So lightning is actually fabulous because thunder is what cracks open the nitrogen bonds and it breaks them out and they fall to the earth. A little bit of science for you. You all know I'm a science nerd, but I try to hide it. Well, actually, I don't. I don't hide it from you guys at all very well. So anyway, okay. Moral of the story, guys, do I live by the mob boss or my boss? And you don't need to be mean about it. I believe in you. I love you. And then in your mind, fuck off. If it's just that feeling that you have to give yourself some power, I can't be here anymore. Leave the building, leave the room, leave the scenario, leave the situation. Okay. All right, guys, remember the website is finally like clean and clear now. And so those of you who, if you want to share the links that you get sent, if you're out on the daily IDI, go hop on there or just email me or text me if you have questions. Share the Truth Tribe with everybody you know. We are good to go. If you don't have a membership, it'll ask you. It'll say, you don't have a membership, so you're going to have to log back in again and re-register. The app is no longer functioning. So if you go into the app, it will take you right back to the website anyway. Okay. So that's where you're all shut down. If you were paying for a membership on the app, it's done. I've shut them off. So you will no longer be charged or connected to the app for membership purposes. It's all on the website. So if you are not getting your replay or the app tools or tips or the Chakra River or all that kind of stuff, it's all in there. You can't play on the replay on the app. Yes, you can. No, you can't. I'm sorry. No, you cannot. You can only save it on your dashboard on the actual website, which it's all there. It's so easy. Literally, we're going to save the dashboards to your home screen on your phone and you tap it and open replay anytime you want. So anybody has questions or you're stuck on that, just let me know. I will gladly help you because we're transitioning through this and it's actually really beautiful now. So you guys let me know if you have any questions. Go be a badass boss your life into your rebirth. It's waiting for you to pick the dreams and the beautiful life that you've been wanting. It's your turn. Master boss, hit the road. I love you guys. Have a great night. Brightest blessings. I'll see you on Monday. Take care.